guys, welcome back or welcome to my channel. In today's video, as you saw in the title, I'm going to be talking about mental health awareness, anxiety, depression, and just other types of mental disorders. I'm just kind of talking to you guys about it. Mental health is something that I do struggle with. I've struggled with it since I've been little, and I actually didn't get diagnosed with anything until I was about 11, 12 years old. I had to go see a therapist in order to get diagnosed. Unfortunately, my regular doctor couldn't, help me out there. And I've been on a few antidepressants and anti-anxiety medication, and I'm just going to talk to you guys about what I've experienced and things I've learned by going to therapy and just all that good stuff. So let's get into the video. Okay, so my biggest struggle with mental health is anxiety. My anxiety eats me away all the time. Or not all the time, but a majority of the time, I have anxiety. And I feel like a majority of people, I've used that word a lot. But anyway, I feel like a majority of people have experienced anxiety. But if you don't know what anxiety is, it's like a little voice in your head telling you that, you're doomed, or that, if you don't do this, it's just like a little voice that taunts you and stresses you out, and it's really annoying. And my anxiety has been horrific since I've been about 7 years old, which is kind of crazy to say that I've had anxiety for 10 years. That's crazy. Almost 11 years, actually. I turned 18 in a few months, but that's besides the point. I've had raging anxiety for 10 years, and I didn't know it was anxiety. I actually genuinely thought something was wrong with me when I first started having anxiety. I thought I had health issues or something was wrong with me, because I didn't think I was supposed to be feeling like this. You're not supposed to be feeling like that at all. It's not normal. I mean, in today's society, it's kind of normal, but it's not normal to be feeling like that. You should feel good and not have a little voice stressing you out in the back. My anxiety when I was 7 or 8 kind of was about dying. I didn't really understand the concept of death and that all things come to an end when I was 7 years old. And then when I was 8 years old, someone that lived with us that I was really close to, that I considered a brother, ended up passing away. He hurt himself. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. If you don't, you're probably too young to be watching this. I recommend clicking off. But he ended up hurting himself, and then that's when my anxiety about death got really bad, because I didn't know what happened after death. I mean, I still don't know. Nobody really knows. Nobody knows. But I didn't know what happened after death, and that's what stressed me out the most. I would wake up in the middle of the night with anxiety. I wouldn't be able to go to bed at night because of my anxiety. My nighttime anxiety is actually horrendous. It is part of my insomnia. That's just not fun. But I just remember crying, knowing something was wrong. I'd be sweating, my pulse would be up. It was just bad. And that was when my mom decided to put me into therapy. She's part of the reason why I needed therapy. But anyway, I love my mom. Nothing against my mom. But she's part of the reason why I got put into therapy. And therapy did help at first. I mean, I was really nervous going to talk to someone I didn't know at all. But it actually ended up working out pretty well. And I've actually learned a lot of coping mechanisms through this. So recently, my main sources of anxiety have been about graduation, school, grades, meeting deadlines, and having enough time for everything. So I don't live at home with my parents anymore, and I try and visit them at least once or twice a month, as often as I possibly can, but my schedule is pretty chaotic. I have school 5 days a week and work, and then I used to have cheer, work, and school, so I wasn't able to see them very often at all. But now that cheer season is over, I'm able to see them more. But while doing that, I want to spend time with friends, have enough time to do homework, have time for myself. I don't know. It seems like there's not enough time in a day, and it really genuinely stresses me out sometimes. And I go into panic mode. I don't know what that was, but whatever. And it just genuinely sucks having anxiety all the time. It is just not a fun thing to go through, especially when you don't know what's causing your anxiety, so you can't talk yourself out of it. But now we're going to go into some coping mechanisms for anxiety, and then we're going to be talking about depression. Okay, so I feel like these first few coping mechanisms for anxiety, I feel like a lot of people know them, but I'm going to be sharing I'm going to be sharing the few that haven't helped me, and then all the ones that have helped me. So the few that definitely have not helped me that I've tried are like counting from 100 backwards. So 100 to 1 backwards, or counting from 1 to 100. That one really doesn't work for me. Also, spotting 5 things you can see in your line of sight doesn't work for me. And then there's like one where like you count your fingers. That one doesn't work. Here are the ones that do help though. I saw this one on TikTok, and it actually does help. If you take your hand and then you just like wrap your hand and kind of squeeze tightly, after like a minute or so, you should be able to feel the pulse from your finger going into your hand. I don't know, that just calms me down. I've also found journaling a really good outlet. I've been journaling for about 4.5 years now. I started journaling in 2020, and it's been a really good outlet for me. Been a really good way for me to let out my emotions onto paper, and I know no one's gonna see that journal, and it's just for me personally to look back on and to express myself into, and I just find it super helpful. Besides journaling, what else have I noticed? Going for walks definitely has helped to, like, just to clear my head, have a better headspace. Going to the gym, working out, doing something productive. Baking too. Baking has been a really good outlet. I've baked a lot of stuff over the Christmas season because I was stressed out. I like to watch YouTube and create YouTube content, which is what you guys are watching now. Okay, so I decided to add in another category, which is coping mechanisms that aren't healthy. And I totally forgot about this, but it sparked my mind again. So I have had coping mechanisms that aren't healthy. And I know I'm not the only person who's done this, but I want to share them with you guys, spread awareness, let you guys know, like, that these things, they might be helping you now, but they're actually hurting you and they're not healthy. So, drugs, alcohol, smoking, marijuana, all those things to cope with your anxiety, your depression, your OCD, your ADHD, your bipolar, manic, whatever it is, that schizophrenia, it honestly doesn't matter what it is. That is not a good coping mechanism or a healthy coping mechanism, because it only subsides it for so long, but it also damages your body at the same time. And we are not trying to damage our insides, are we? I am guilty as charged to those. I've been clean for a little. I've been not addicted to any of those substances for over a year now. Which, yay! I do use them recreationally. I don't know. I only use them once every couple weeks to once a month, and it's not like anything crazy. It's only when I'm super stressed out or whatever, and my friends have it. I don't have any of that stuff in my house. I don't buy it. I don't spend my money on it. It is just no. But anyway, besides the point, if you do that, no one is judging you here. There is no hate. I just want you to get the help that you need, of course. Because I love you guys, and I want you guys to be doing amazing, okay? I'm also kind of tired, but I'm having nighttime anxiety, and I was like, what a good time to talk about it, you know? Okay, so next topic we are going to be talking about is depression. So I got diagnosed with anxiety and depression at the same time And it was when I was like 11 or 12, like I said. And depression just feels like a weight, in my opinion. Like a big weight. And like it doesn't let you do anything. It reminds me of the depression kitty on Big Mouth. If you haven't seen Big Mouth, or if you haven't seen it all the way through, I don't want to spoil it, but there's a character in there named Depression Kitty, and that is a amazing description of what depression is like. I have been going through a depressive episode lately. I know it's not forever. I know it's seasonal depression. I've been going in and out of it since winter started. This is why I hate wintertime. Hate wintertime. It's when I struggle the most with things. It's when I'm the least happy. It's just really annoying. But I can tell I've been in a depressive state because I let my room go to crap. I have had no motivation to do my assignments for school. Everything's either getting turned in right as it's due or late. I've been procrastinating. I haven't been wanting to get out of bed. I've been like ditching classes. I've been staying home instead of going to school. I don't really have any motivation to leave my room. I don't want to go out. Okay, so as you guys saw for my first video, it was clean my depression room with me. That was my first step into getting better and pulling myself out. I know how to pull myself out. It's just I need to acknowledge that I'm going through an episode before I can move forward. If I'm not physically and like mentally processing the fact that I know that it's happening, then I'm not gonna do anything to pull myself out of it, you know? So first thing I did was I completely cleaned my room, my closet, under the bed, floors, everything, drawers, everything's organized and cleaned. Now I need to so I'm like kind of up the hill. The thing that's getting over the hill is turning in all my missing assignments, finishing all my homework, getting it all done, which is what I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm going to get a good night's sleep after I make this video. Get a good night's sleep, and when I wake up in the morning, I'm going to eat breakfast, and literally all day tomorrow is homework until my fingers fall off from how much typing I've been doing, you know? And now I'm gonna so now that you kind of know what my depressive episodes look like, I'm gonna be talking about some coping mechanisms, or what I've learned, or how I've learned to pull myself out of depressive episodes, because I know I'm not the only one who goes through. Okay, so first things first, do not beat yourself up, and you are not alone in this. Do not beat yourself up because your room is a disaster, or your car is messy, or your house is messy, or the dishes aren't done, or you haven't showered, or that you haven't brushed your teeth in a week. Like, don't beat yourself up over that. You need to acknowledge, you need to understand that you are depressed. You need to admit. You don't need to be like, okay, I'm depressed. Like, you need to say, I am depressed and I want to do something about it. I want to fix it. Because if you're just like, oh, I'm depressed, like, you're not going to be able to pull yourself out of it. You need to have the mindset of, I want to get out of this headspace. And once you like establish that, everyone has their own ways of doing it. Me personally, it's when I literally can't walk on my floor without stepping on something, and I'm tripping like 2 or 3 times just to get to my closet, and I can barely open my closet door, and I don't know where any of my favorite clothes are, and I can't figure out which drawer has which in it, like that, and like I have missing assignments galore. That's usually when I can tell. The first thing that I think is best when you want to pull yourself out of a depressive episode is to clean your environment. So if you live at home and your environment is your room and your bathroom, clean your bathroom and clean your room. Make it organized and clean. Your room, your home, where you live, your space reflects your mind. So if up here isn't okay, your area is probably going to be a little messy, and that's okay. And then, so once your space is clean, your mind will start to process, okay, things are organized, things are looking better. Also try and put more light in natural lighting in your space. That will help you with your seasonal depression as well. So just making sure your curtains are open, no blankets on the window. I am guilty. I am well aware that I am guilty. Getting outside every day, at least once a day for 30 minutes to an hour, that'll get your vitamin D in, and along with that, you'll also like get sunlight, which helps with depression, and it's just great. Journaling, I know people say it doesn't work, but just having a book that you know is yours and that no one can read, and it's your own personal thoughts that you can put on paper, especially if you're not comfortable going to a therapist, that is another great way of just letting it out. You can also destroy the paper after you're done, rip it up, burn it, do whatever you need to do with it so it's gone and out of your head. And then you want to overjump the rest of your hurdles once you're done with that. So like if it's taking a shower and brushing your teeth and making sure you eat right, like do slow things. So if you haven't brushed your teeth in a week, just make an effort to brush your teeth every day. And if you haven't been eating right, just at least make sure you're getting your 3 meals in. And then once you get your 3 meals in, then make sure your 3 meals are actually 3 meals and not just like a snack. Make sure you're drinking your water. Or if you're not good at getting outside and getting exercise and stuff like that, just try and be outside for 15 to 30 minutes a day. If you're not big on self-care, at least try and like I was saying, but my camera cut me off. If you're not big on self-care, you should at least just try and give yourself 5 to 10 minutes a day, whether that be in the morning or at nighttime, to take care of yourself. So put lotion on your skin, wash your face. Like I said, brush your teeth, brush your hair, or if it's taking a shower, or picking out your outfit for the next day, or putting on comfy pajamas, or making yourself a snack, or watching a movie with whatever it is that makes you feel good, or read a book or something like that. Just whatever makes you feel good as a person, do it. Self-love is so important. And then just accepting that these things happen and that nobody's perfect, and as long as you get through it, you'll be okay. And even if you struggle to get through it, there are sources to help you. There's online therapy, there's like telehealth therapy, there's like, just look up online therapy sources. There's so many free therapy sources out there if you live in an area where you can't get a therapist, because there's just so many places that don't have therapy offices, and it's honestly really sad. But I hope that we get to a point in our world where almost all cities have at least one therapy office, if in person is your thing. Remind you that you are not alone. Mental health can be scary and stressful, and some people might find it embarrassing to feel that way, but I can promise you that you are not alone. You are not tackling this alone. If you need someone to talk to, I'm always here. My Instagram is linked in either my ASMR channel or in this one. I can't remember. I'm going to try and link them in both so I don't have to say, go check my other account for that. But I will have them linked. You can always DM me if you need someone to talk to. There's always online sources as well. Just keep yourself safe and happy, and try and keep your thoughts somewhat good. I know it's hard sometimes, especially in the wintertime. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope I was able to share some information or let you guys know that you are not alone. And just, if you needed a starting point, I hope this is that starting point for you. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I will see you all in my next one. Goodbye, guys.